Hi guys, thank you guys for following me on this YouTube page. I hope the content that I'm providing is great. Please like, share, follow, Get Rice Now on all my social media accounts. That's GETRICENOW. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to hire a lawyer, okay? I get this question a lot. And what I mean by how to hire a lawyer, I'm not talking about the actual specifics of calling and write down name, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about how do you find or select someone to represent you in a legal manner, okay? Here's my advice. It's so simple today, it's ridiculous, okay? If if you can't follow this, I promise you, text me or call me or whatever, I promise you, I got you covered. First step, Google, okay, people? Google.com is your friend. Depending on what you need legal representation for, or you may not need legal representation, you just need a free consultation. Google, whether it's divorce, personal injury, accident, you want to write a book, you want to start a business, things of that sort. Google has found a way to make sure that good quality lawyers show up at the top of the feed. Now, here's one thing I'll tell you, be careful of. With Google AdWords, you get a lot of people who can buy words to come into the top 3 section of the Google search thing. And I'm not for or against it. I'm impartial to that. All I'm saying is just be mindful of knowing what pops up in your list first, because that's not necessarily be the best lawyer for you. What I typically tell people is go through your search history. Go down on the page on your search page and see like what law firms have popped up. Look at the reviews. Reviews are great. Now, here's the only caveat with reviews, because I've been on the good and bad side of reviews. Yes, it's good when you get the good review, and chances are, we probably got somebody to write a good review for us and yada, 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 which is neither here or there. But when do people typically write a review? When they've had a horrible experience, or when they think they've had a horrible experience. So I will say Google reviews kind of help a little bit, kind of gauge. If you see just a lot of negative reviews, like I had one client who had a whole bunch of reviews on his business, and it came from one incident that happened with him. And it was a whole group of people at that time. So to the naked eye, it looks like a whole bunch of random people just came in and said something bad about their business. But the problem is, it was one incident that happened that a group of people didn't like. And so their family, cousin, wife, sister, niece, from that one incident wrote reviews. So it kind of lopsided. So that's why I tell people I like reviews to kind of get a context of what you're walking into, but I don't hold fast to it, because obviously it just depends on, how mad someone is in terms of how the review is going to be. Next step I'll tell you about hiring a lawyer. Word of mouth is a powerful tool. And what I mean by that is ask your family and friends, okay, who do you suggest on this? On a divorce, or on a domestic dispute, or a contract dispute, or you trying to sell a company? Like I got a company right now a guy's trying to sell. The only issue with that is, I would tell you, is everybody's experience is different, okay? Just because your cousin Susie or your business partner Bob had a bad experience doesn't necessarily you're gonna have a bad experience, or just because they had a great experience doesn't mean you're gonna have a great experience. Because here's the thing with legal issues, every case is different. Everything is, no car accident is the same, no business acquisition is the same, no divorce is the same. That's the reason why you have lawyers. And the reason why you always see them on the bottom of that, on an ad, or you see at the end of a commercial that they have no representation made, is greater than other lawyers, that whole long thing, is because you can't not make a guarantee, because every case is different, every situation is different. So I would tell people, yes, find some trusted family members or trusted friends that you kind of value their opinion, and ask them kind of lawyers who they represent in this situation. The next thing I would say is, do not feel like you are just pigeon hooked a hole to a lawyer. And what I mean by that is, you can always fire a lawyer or terminate a lawyer. Fire is kind of harsh word, but it's the truth. No matter if you're on a contingent contract, whether you billable hour, whether you get a retainer fee, you can always fire your lawyer. So you have nothing to lose outside of them. If they're a horrible lawyer, they botch the whole thing up, and then you can bring a malpractice claim against them, which in a state bar, depending on how horrible the lawyer is, will absolutely honor that claim, and you have to follow the proceeds, and that's pretty simple. Just Google the state bar website and say you want to follow complaint. Simple. If you think you might need a lawyer, just reach out to a couple lawyers and just see what is it that, you know, they think about what you're trying to do. I would tell people, do not confuse my law degree with Google. I just posted this on my social media account because in the world of Google, it is a great tool to try to get a general knowledge of everything. But once again, like I just said, every case is different. It might be something that you think is not an important issue in your case that might be a determining factor of you winning or losing the case that Google's not going to be able to pick up. Let's say, for example, you want to get a divorce from somebody and you're scared they're going to get alimony. I know in certain states, if you're not married for 10 years, you don't have to worry about alimony. You're not going to get the alimony claim. Or if you're trying to see how much your case is valued in a personal injury case. Each state is different, right? So depends on what you could bring in, what kind of evidence you could pull in to trial as far as evidence. I mean, it's so much to not even try to get too much into it, and because I've tried to make my videos kind of light, so not go into detail. But that lets me know that I have to create some more videos in regards to more in-depth analysis of like what the laws are different in regards to, let's say, loss of consortium, consortium. And what that means is if you are injured in a case and you have a loved one, your spouse, who cannot enjoy you because you've been injured in the case, they also have the claim as well. So it's a lot of nuances and things that the general population might not know. You might hear things from your cousin, you might hear things from your business partner, but you don't know if that actually applies to your case. So that's the reason why I say always consult a lawyer. Don't go to rocketlawyer.com or legal something, I think it's Legal Shield or something like that.com, and just think that's the end all be all, because you're not putting all your facts of your case into that Google search, because you might think what is important to you might not necessarily be important to the courts. You get what I'm saying? Last thing I would say in regards to hiring a lawyer, make sure you and your lawyer are on the same page, okay? I tell people all the time, I'm interviewing my client just as much as the client is interviewing me. The reason why I love the free consultation deal is because it lets me know if I want to deal with you or not. I know I'm a pretty busy person. My colleagues are pretty busy. So if I bring somebody in, I need somebody to understand that I'm not just sitting at the office, not doing anything all day. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm on boards. I got 2 kids, you know, I'm trying to do I got all these things going on, which are all great, not complaining. I love it. I'm blessed and thank the Lord for it. But you have some people who just feel like if you don't pick up their phone or you don't respond to a message like within 5 minutes that you're not seeing to that case, and it's just not the case. So make sure that you and your lawyer have the same personality. Now, some lawyers are gonna be more expensive than others. I have my own theory on what to charge a client, but that's just my own theory because of my background. My background is I grew up in a neighborhood that wasn't so, you know, friendly, and a lot of people didn't have money, so legal representation was kind of, you know, down the dumps. So for me, I feel like that people should have the opportunity to seek legal representation. Most of the time when I get a call about consultation, if I can kind of explain it to you, I'm going to try to go ahead and give it to you without charging, you know. But that's on you to kind of make sure that your case is sought through. Make sure you guys have the same goals. Make sure you and your lawyer have the same goals. Make sure your personality match. One thing that I do see a lot of issues with lawyers and clients is that, you know, a lawyer might not have what they call bedside manners, and some people like somebody to be more soft. But, you know, here's the thing. You don't want someone who kind of is going to just say yes to everything. You want somebody to kind of give it to you straight. And make sure you have a lawyer who actually does the work. There's nothing wrong with checking in every couple weeks or every month or whatever you feel like you should, your mental capacity can hold. Just say, hey, can you send me an update on what's going on in my file? Just send me an email, paragraph, or send me what you sent out, send me whatever. You're entitled to that by every state law, so because it's your file. So with that being said, I just gave you several tips on why and how to hire a lawyer. Google, word of mouth, Know that you can terminate a lawyer at any time, and make sure you and your lawyer are on the same page. Guys, I hope this helped. Feel free to like, share, comment, post, DM me at all my social media accounts. That's Get Rice Now. That's GETNOW. Oh no, sorry. It's GETRICENOW. My apologies for that. I had a brain fart for a minute there. Thank you guys for everything. I hope this thing helped you. If you need anything, definitely give me a call, 205-222-9815. You guys have a blessed week.